Looking for something? Roland Jenkins stopped mid-step. His laptop bag slid off his shoulder. Harrison Sinclair, VP of Quantitative Strategy, leaned against the conference table, arms crossed, watching. 7 analysts stood at the glass wall overlooking Madison Avenue. None of them turned around. Roland scanned the room. His desk was there, his monitor, his keyboard. His chair was gone. "My chair," Roland said. Harrison pushed off the table. Slow, deliberate, mailroom, 3rd floor. The fluorescent lights hummed overhead. Someone's phone buzzed. No one reached for it. Roland stood there, laptop bag still half on his shoulder. He didn't move toward the phone, didn't ask why. Harrison stepped closer, close enough that Roland could smell espresso and cologne. "You don't belong on this floor, Jenkins." His voice dropped. "You know that, I know that, and now?" He glanced at the analysts. "Everyone knows that." One analyst shifted his weight, stared harder at his screen. Roland's jaw tightened. Just barely. He turned toward the elevator. Harrison called after him. "You should be grateful, Jenkins. Still employed." Roland pressed the button. The elevator dinged. Behind him, a voice. Quiet. Female. "That's fucked up." Harrison's voice snapped back. "Get back to work." The doors opened. Roland stepped inside. This is Unfiltered Black Tales, stories where assumptions cost people everything. The elevator descended. 47 floors of silence. Roland stared at the numbers. Watched them drop. He thought about 3 months ago, the night he submitted his algorithm to the firm's internal innovation challenge. It wasn't revolutionary, just clean. A predictive model for volatility arbitrage that identified microsecond delays human traders missed. He didn't expect to win. He didn't expect anyone to read it. But someone did. Cynthia Martins, operations director. She pulled 6 months of historical data, ran it against live feeds, then walked into Harrison's office and dropped the report on his desk. "This is better than anything we've built in 2 years. Harrison didn't look up. "Who submitted it?" "Roland Jenkins. Compliance team." Harrison finally met her eyes. "Compliance? PhD in computational finance? MIT. 4 years here." Harrison closed the folder. "Probably borrowed code." "I checked. It's original. Then it's luck." Cynthia tilted her head. "Run that by risk management. See if they agree." Harrison didn't answer. 2 weeks later, the algorithm went live, under Harrison's name. Roland was listed as a contributor in the footnotes, and now his chair was in the mailroom. Roland didn't go to the mailroom. He went to the roof, 52 floors up. Wind pulled at his tie. The HVAC units hummed like distant thunder. Below, taxis honked. Sirens wailed. The city moved without him. He sat on the ledge near the vents, pulled out his laptop and opened the algorithm's original file. Line after line of code. His code. He stared at it until the screen went dark. Then he opened his email. "Can we talk?" He hit send. Cynthia responded in 90 seconds. "Rooftop. Now." If stories where people are underestimated, and the truth comes out, matter to you, subscribe. These stories come every week. Cynthia found him still sitting there. Laptop closed now. Hands folded. She didn't sit, just stood beside him, looking out at the skyline. Her heels scraped against the gravel. "I tried," she said. "I know." He buried it. Said you didn't have the presentation skills. That the board needed someone with credibility. Roland nodded once. "And you believed him?" His voice was flat. She turned to face him. "No." He looked up, waited. "I escalated it," she said. "This morning. Sent your original submission, time-stamped, authored, documented, to the CFO." Roland's expression didn't change. "What did he say?" "Meeting. Tomorrow. 9 a.m. You, me, Harrison, Executive Committee." Roland closed his eyes. Breathed. "They'll protect him." "Maybe." She finally sat down. Gravel crunched beneath her. "But they'll have to lie, and I'll make sure everyone in that room knows they're lying." The wind picked up. A helicopter passed overhead. "Why are you doing this?" Roland asked. Cynthia didn't answer right away. She pulled her coat tighter. "Because I'm tired." she said quietly. Tired of watching people like Harrison take credit. Tired of being the one who sees it and does nothing. She stood, brushed off her coat. Tomorrow, 9 a.m. Be there. The boardroom smelled like leather and old coffee. Roland walked in at 8:57. Harrison was already seated, charcoal suit, gold cufflinks. He scrolled through his phone, didn't look up. Cynthia entered at 8:59. She carried a single folder, placed it in front of the CFO without a word. Sat across from Harrison. Gerald Tennyson, CFO, gray hair, wire-rimmed glasses, opened the folder. He read for 2 full minutes. No one spoke. The clock on the wall ticked. Someone's pen clicked once, twice. Gerald looked up. Harrison, when did you first see this algorithm? Harrison leaned back, relaxed, smiled. Roland brought it to my attention in March. I refined it, made it market-ready, collaborative effort. Gerald turned a page. There's an email here. From you, March 8th. To IT. Requesting access to Roland's secure directory. Harrison's smile stayed. Standard review process. You accessed his files 5 days before you claim he brought it to you. Silence. The HVAC system kicked on. A low hum filled the room. Gerald closed the folder, folded his hands. You took his work, renamed variables, submitted it as your own. Harrison's jaw shifted. That's one interpretation. It's theft. The word hung. Harrison stood slowly, buttoned his jacket. I built this division. This firm profits because of my strategies. One compliance analyst with a lucky model doesn't erase that. Gerald's voice didn't rise. You're fired. Security will escort you out in 10 minutes. Harrison stared at him. Then at Cynthia. Then at Roland. His mouth opened. Closed. He walked out. The door clicked shut behind him. 3 weeks later, Roland's desk was back on the 47th floor. Corner spot. Window view. His algorithm became the flagship model for the volatility desk. Generated $14 million in profit in the first quarter. Cynthia was promoted to chief operating officer. Roland was offered Harrison's position. He turned it down. Instead, he asked for a team. 3 junior analysts. Underrepresented backgrounds. Full funding. Autonomy. Gerald approved it the same day. 6 months later, Roland saw Harrison outside a coffee shop in Midtown. Harrison looked thinner, gray at the temples now. He carried a leather portfolio, the kind freelancers use when they're hustling. He saw Roland, stopped. Traffic moved behind them. A bus hissed at the corner. Someone's phone rang inside the shop. Neither spoke. Then Harrison said, I didn't think you'd fight back. Roland adjusted his bag on his shoulder. I didn't fight. I just didn't disappear. Harrison nodded, slow, like something was finally clicking. I thought I was untouchable. His voice was quieter now, almost brittle. I really believed that. Roland looked at him, not with anger, not with pity. Just looked. You were, Roland said. He paused. Until you weren't. Harrison's mouth twitched. Almost a smile. Almost an apology. He turned and walked down the street. Roland stood there, watched him disappear into the crowd. The wind picked up. Papers scattered across the sidewalk. Roland turned the other way. He didn't look back. If this story meant something to you, subscribe and turn on notifications for more.